Hey, what's happening, Metalhead listeners? Hey, it was a little bit of craziness here on the time zone thing, but I have got Pete Hawthorne from Warpath on the line right now. How you doing, Pete?
I'm good, thank you, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Yeah, I think we had a little... We got a little mixed up on the 5 or 6 hour thing, so...
We did.
You know...
I'm going to blame myself. I've been going cold turkey without coffee for the past few days. So I'm going to put it down to that, so I apologize, man.
Oh, man, I am sorry to hear that.
I know, I've got insomnia, so I'm trying to rule out coffee. So I'm blaming it all on that.
Oh, that's got to be rough. Because I'm a coffee person in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So how are you doing tonight, man? How's things going for you?
Really good, thank you. Really good. Like I said, apart from the insomnia, I'm just peachy. But everything's good, man. Everything's good and rocking over here in England. Just thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem, man. Thanks for sitting in with us. Can you tell me where the name Warpath comes from?
Yeah, basically the name of the band, the sound, the style was created by the frontman, Richard Goss, purely because he couldn't find a band fast enough, aggressive enough, technical enough that he wanted to play. So he put the band together, and the name Warpath, he said it just fitted perfectly, and I think he's damn right. When I heard of the guys and they contacted me to join back in 2007, I heard the name just kind of stood out, and when I heard I think Infernal was the first track I heard, everything fitted, the name, the sound, everything fitted, and I just think it kicks ass.
It really does, man. I'm taken aback by the old school sound of it.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like what I grew up with.
Oh, awesome. Cool.
Yes. So you've been with the band since 2007. How long has Warpath been a band as a whole?
Actually, since 2003. And again, just various members came and went. It's as if no one could actually keep up. You know, Rich had all these great riffs and these songs, and he couldn't find musicians who could keep up with him. You know, so the band went through various lineup changes and stuff, and they contacted me in 2007, and they were looking for a lead guitarist, but not only a lead guitarist, but a guy who could also play the rhythm as well. So when I auditioned and met the guys and jammed with them, everything fitted perfectly, and it was the same thing for me. You know, I heard one of the tracks and I thought, shit, this is good. You know, when you hear a band and you hear a song and you just think, whoa, wow, this is good stuff.
Yeah.
It just blew me away. So not only do I love the music, listening to it, but I love playing it as well. So I think it was June 2007 they wrote to me on MySpace, and I met up with them, and everything just kind of fitted from there. We got the rest of the album finished, and everything, it was weird. It was like a little heavy metal jigsaw puzzle, and everything fitted perfectly. You know, everything felt right.
Oh, you gotta love that.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, definitely. So y'all have all been the same people since 2007. You're all still the same group?
Actually, no. There was a few little changes. After the album was finished, we did the video for Damnation, the title track. We had a different drummer for that. A drummer, James, wasn't able at the time to do, I think he was in Egypt. He was somewhere. He wasn't able to do the video. We had a guy stand in for the video. And we had a different bass player at the time, a guy called Joel. But since then, the original bass player, Gareth, who was in the band before I joined, he came back late last year. And our first gig with him was a big metal fest here in England, funny enough called Metal Fest, with some real big people like Primal Fear, Brainstorm, and loads of other big metal bands. So him kind of joining us again, even though we all stayed in touch and, you know, remained friends and things, first gig back, all four of us, was like a hell of a good big festival. It was great.
Oh, that's nice, man.
Yeah.
That is nice. So now, give me the names of the current lineup of guys you got right now and what they do.
Absolutely. Well, the guy behind the band, Richard Goss, on vocals, rhythm and lead guitar. Bass, as I mentioned, is Gareth Allen. He writes some absolutely badass riffs. James Davenport on drums, who I think is from another planet. You've got to be a drummer. And myself, Pete, I'm on lead guitar. Oh, come on, mate. All drummers are mad. I think it's the law.
You know, I think you're right. Some of the ones I've met are pretty radical.
It's something, I don't know, hitting things for a living. You've got to be half insane. I don't know.
I know the picture of him there on your MySpace page. He just looks like pure evil behind the drums.
I think that's a mask. I think that's a facade. I think he's really crazy and he just puts that on for photos.
Oh, okay. I got you. So you guys have this. This is the current lineup right now, and gosh, I lost my damn train of thought here. What has got all of y'all on the path you're on now? Is there some influence that got you into music and put you where you're at now, per se?
Well, basically to just become not only the best musicians we can and to push ourselves as musicians, but to push the band and become a recognized name everywhere. You know, we want to be known in the world of metal and to keep pushing our standards. The material is going to keep pushing the boundaries of heavy metal, and that's kind of our goal, is to just, obviously I've said, better ourselves as musicians, to just push ourselves and get known everywhere. Yeah,
you're definitely well on the way to that.
Oh, thank you.
What is the influence behind you guys? Metal or a musician in particular like inspired you?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's certainly not jazz. Yeah, it's just metal in general. You know, we've got very similar influences, some very different influences, but some very similar ones like Testament, Megadeth, Slayer, early Metallica, but just metal in general. You know, I'm a huge Annihilator fan. My favourite band is Iron Maiden, though. Completely different style, but I love all kinds of metal. So we're all kind of, even though we like some of the same musicians like Dave Mustaine and other guys, just metal in general is just, you know, we live, breathe, sleep it. And but like I said, saying that, James, the drummer, he's dead influenced by Fear Factory and some more industrial bands. And you can hear that in, you know, his kick patterns that he does on the drums, the trigger work that he does. So it's kind of weird how we have some of the same influences, but some different ones. But I think that's what matters and is important. Because if it's all the same, then it can kind of get a bit repetitive and a bit predictable. But if there are different influences thrown in the pan, it kind of creates this really cool sound.
Yeah, I do notice a lot of newer bands, they have a sound that they sound similar on most of their songs.
Yeah.
It's I don't know how to describe it. I wouldn't say annoying, but you know, it's almost like
it's predictable, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know
predictable.
Where the song's going to go, you know what's going to happen next and how it's all going to end, and we don't want to be like that. We're not like that, and I can guarantee that the more material we're writing, you are not going to expect half the stuff.
Who does most of the writing?
Well, for the album Damnation, the album was actually written when I joined. The only thing that was missing were the guitar solos. So Richard kind of wrote pretty much everything on that album. Him and Gareth collaborated on a lot of it, but the majority of it is Richard's kind of brainchild, if you will. But since I joined, and you know, we've been touring the album and promoting it worldwide, since then we've been writing together, and it's a fantastic experience. You know, it was new for me joining the band and then just writing the guitar solos and then learning the other guys' songs, if you will. But everything feels right now. So the new material we're writing, we all kind of chip in, and it kicks ass.